my humor. I have to say, when I heard this story, I was not ready for what was about to happen. I was listening to it. I came to my own conclusion very quickly when I heard it at first. And that was just my conclusion. But as the story went on, find out my conclusion was exactly right.
Now, women, we resilient. We are. I think we're amazing because we go through so much. We get rid of Kira. We get criticized from both sides, male and female. But this story right here kind of pissed me completely off. I'm going to be honest. They were married. They were married for like 20-something years. But they had a secret. Their family had a secret. So as I'm listening to it, she's telling the story like, oh, we were married for such and such years, and we were like the happiest couple. Everybody thought that we were so happy. We had a loving family. We raised 3 loving sons who turned out to be great men. And hearing that, most of us would be like, that is wonderful, right? That is wonderful. But when the secret came out, it's about to blow all our minds. And the thing is, I'm going to actually not even play the whole thing, but I'm going to play the part that pissed me off, because I feel like this, if you know going into a relationship, and especially in marriage, that there's something else to you. Now keep in mind, there's something else to you that you should devote to your spouse, but you keep it to yourself. And then later on, as years pass along, you want to tell them, but you keep procrastinating and saying, oh, I'm going to tell them. I'm just waiting for the right time, but never tell them. Then they have to hear it from other people. So he started with, she's a workaholic. She works too much, so I felt alone. So the story went like this. He was a preacher. She did work a lot, but that's because of how she was raised by her parents. He lived a double life. So, we all thinking when you say double life, the first thoughts in our minds are he's cheating, which he was. He was cheating. So she found out the first time. He promised he would never do it again. So they kept moving from place to place so he can keep preaching. Because as he was cheating, the congregation was finding out about what was happening. So there was rumors going around. Now here's the part that's going to blow most of our minds. He got caught for soliciting a male police officer. They didn't press charges. She bailed him out. She forgave him for that. Now here, me say this again. He got caught for soliciting a male police officer. They moved. They started their life over, because this is what they kept doing. They moved, started their life over. No one knew them. He kept being a pastor in the church. She kept, trying to hold the family together. People still, knowing them, thinking like, oh, they the perfect husband and wife. This is just a perfect couple. But then the next church hears about the scandal of him cheating. So now they come to her and asking her about it. And as a woman who lost her husband, she's like, you will not speak about my husband in this way. You will not even talk about my husband. So she shut it completely down. They gave up, moved again. This time, her son decided that he had a secret. Not only did the father have a secret, but the son had a secret. The son came out and said that, he was gay. So the father and brothers accepted that. The mother did not accept that. But here's the father's secret. The father's also gay. Now, what I didn't understand about the mother, and this is just my opinion, you dealt with the husband that was gay, but you kept that secret. You kept trying to hold the family together, but when your son came out and told you he was gay, you just couldn't accept that. You had to pray about it. It was just too much for you. You couldn't take it. So my question was, how could you accept a husband that you're giving your life to marry to, sleeping with other men behind your back and in your face, because she knew? But you cannot accept your son with the same thing your husband's doing. So that was my pet peeve on that. Once it totally hit the fan and it totally came out that her husband was gay, because now he's done brought his lover into his church in her face and brought him to family functions and everything. And his lover was younger than him and her. So now that had came out, and everyone knew, she went into a deep depression. She went into counseling. She went into, back to her faith, to forgive him and to accept that this was her life. My problem with that was she didn't have to accept none of this as her life. She could have, when she first found out, she could have divorced